Hi, I'm Chris Kirkpatrick. I am the Safe Bet Money Guy, helping you avoid the stock market casino and gamble-proof your life. So in the last couple videos that you've watched, the last two videos, I've talked about a lot of things. Talked about the two problems that people have with money. We've talked about how the economy is kind of set up for you to fail and why your current financial situation isn't necessarily your fault. What I want to do in this video is give you some actionable items, give you some things that you can do that you can take home and start doing as soon as this video is over, and look at your finances, look at your positioning, and start doing things to improve your position, because ultimately it's about action, right? I love the whole concept of attracting things into our life, but the reality is it's attraction, right? You don't have things come into your life without taking action, and that's where this starts. And so I'm going to give you some things where you can start this path. Now, the first thing you need to do is recapture unnecessary losses. And where do you do that? You do that by taking a look and making sure that your insurances are operating efficiently. It could be your home, your auto, your life insurance. It could be if you have an umbrella policy, any of that stuff. You take a look at your insurances. You look at the way you're funding your taxes, the way you pay your taxes, the way you fund your pension plans and retirement accounts, the way you're making major capital purchases, meaning are you financing everything? It can be good or bad, but you need to look at something that you got to go into our website to check out, but you need to look at what your cash flow score is on every single piece of debt that you have. It's another video, go into it, check it out. You need to just make sure that you're operating as effectively and efficiently as possible, and it starts with recapturing unnecessary losses, because as I said in the first video, you can then take that money that you find, reposition it to paying down debt, accelerating debt pay down. You can put it towards savings, you can put it towards investing in your business, or whatever is important to you. You can use it towards your standard of living. You can go out, have another night out to dinner with your spouse, spend another day at the movies or at the park or whatever with your kids. Just save it up every month and take a family vacation for the first time in years. You know, the bottom line is it's your money. Why do you want to give it away unnecessarily? So the first part is recap it, because I was a top 100 ranked, internationally ranked poker player. And I could tell you, when I was sitting at the tables and playing poker, I saw person after person after person go bust, lose everything they had. And I think that's a lot of the reason that poker kind of gets a bad rap and gets a bad name, because most people don't understand how the game works, right? Sound familiar? Most people don't understand how to manage their bankroll. Sound familiar? Most people don't understand what a bankroll even means and how to implement that in the game. And because they don't understand how it all works, I can tell you, I watched hundreds of people, thousands of people go broke. I watched them lose their financial lives. I watched them go all in with what they thought was a sure bet with pocket aces, only to lose to the worst hand possible. And I'm telling you right now that before you get into a situation like that, before you feel like you're pushing all in with aces and you don't know what's going on, you need to make sure that you can afford to push all in with those aces. Because if you're not set up to lose, because nothing in this life is a sure bet, if you're not structured to take the ups and the downs, to take that loss, to take that swing, you're going to be putting yourself and your family at risk unnecessarily. And that is the last thing that I want for you. And so here's the thing. You need to learn, just taking this to the next level, you need to learn how to create, right? Because what makes you think that you start investing right now, that you can actually go out and you're going to be a successful investor? Until you learn how to save and until you learn how to create, that's where you're going to learn the principles of money that are going to teach you how to be a better investor. That's going to be what helps make you more successful. And once you do that, once you have 2 years saved up worth of your income, and I know that sounds like a big number, but just bear with me and you'll understand, then you can afford to invest in stuff that you understand. You can take the risks that you deem pertinent and appropriate for your life and your situation and your risk tolerance. And it's not some financial guru or advisor telling you, you know what, your risk tolerance is a number, because that's not how it works. Your risk tolerance is not a number. Your risk tolerance is your ability to engage with your goals and your dreams and using money as a tool to get where you want. And you're in control of those decisions, not some dude in a suit behind a desk. And so that's number two, that you need to really think about saving before you invest and putting yourself in a position to leverage yourself to actually create wealth. Because if you don't have that savings, you're never going to be in a position where you can leverage your own money and actually create wealth. So step number three, action number three that you can take here is wait, right? And I know that sounds kind of silly maybe for somebody who wants it and want it now. You probably are eager to get going and get moving and have results, but the reality is the savings, building up your nest egg, that's the result. That's the immediate result, and that's the immediate traction that you're going to gain. Step three here is wait. Be patient. You don't need to hit a home run tomorrow. You need to position yourself for the right timing, because I'm telling you right now, the most successful people, more millionaires are made, more wealth is created, more people change their status in life during down economies, period. And we know that you're in a situation where we're going through these ups and downs. And we've gone through, right now, we're, I believe, at the tail end of the longest bull market in the history of the world. So it's absolutely imperative that right now you get yourself into a stable, solid position of savings where you have access to your cash before the next downturn in the market. Because if you can do that, and if you can do it quickly, then you can be in a position to be patient and wait. But you gotta wait. It may be next year, it may be 3 years from now. But wait, don't follow the herd and just do what everybody else is doing, because you're gonna get their results, and that's not what you want. You want the results that the most successful people in the world are getting. And waiting and picking your spots, and once again, investing in stuff you know is gonna be what helps you be more successful. And I could tell you that I've seen this happen. What actually introduced me to this whole concept was an entrepreneur, like complete mogul entrepreneur in Florida. And I asked him, I was talking to him, I said, man, you gotta tell me, what is your success? Like, how did you accomplish this? How did you build this empire? And he said, listen, most people don't understand how to create wealth. And this is the first time I heard this, by the way. This was life-changing for me. He said, people don't understand how to create wealth. Everybody's trying to make money when everybody else is trying to make money. The stock market goes up and everybody tries to ride it up. And then when the market tanks, everybody falls apart together and we have financial crisis, asset prices go down, everybody loses their job, and families are unstable, and you're struggling just to put food on your table and pay your bills and your mortgage and your car payment and all that stuff. He said, listen, that's the best time. If you can just be disciplined during the good times, and you can put enough money away and you can put it in a place where you have access to it, and you can then tap into that when times get rough. And it's not if they get rough, it's when they get rough, because they will always go back. It's the cycles of the market. It's unavoidable. It's always going to happen. So if we know it's always going to happen, he says to me, why don't we take advantage of it? Why is that not part of every single person's financial plan in this world? And I go, dude, I have no idea. Why is that not the case? And he's like, here, let me give you an example. In 2007, Chris, he said, I came in and there were houses in 2006 in Florida selling for $350,000. I swooped in 2007, end of 2007, beginning of 2008, and I bought 4 houses for a combined total that were selling for $350,000 before. I bought them for $320,000 for 4 of them. Cash. I paid cash for them. Now, if my money was tied up in the market, in qualified accounts and all that stuff, I wouldn't have been able to have access to that money. I wouldn't have been able to have access to that cash. And so how much money was I making on my savings? I wasn't making much, he said, but then I bought those houses cash, and guess what? Instantaneously, cash flow. I had $5,000 a month coming in revenue. That's $60,000 a year in revenue, cash flow coming in on the rentals of those properties for 4 years off a $320,000 investment. That's a darn good ROI on your cash flow. And then in 2011, he sold all 4 properties for $1.1 million. So he almost quadrupled his money, 400% rate of return almost, in 4 years. Plus he cash flowed almost 10% for those 4 years. You know, and so people wonder how you create wealth. That's the story. That's how it happens. And he didn't get there by being impatient, by trying to force it. You have to keep your money safe and pick your time and be educated and study and be engaged with what you're doing. So that's what I want to encourage you to do, is save, build your foundation, build your financial structure, and wait. Be patient. Don't feel like you need to force it. Learn the principles to go out and create wealth. So at this point in time, you probably have two questions: is A, where do I save the money, right? What's the right account to save it in? And B, how do I know when the right time is? How do you know when if you're not missing a bubble, if you're not missing the right opportunity? And all I can tell you is plug into our communities, plug into us on social media, plug into everything that I put out there on social media, plug into my courses that I put out that literally coach you and walk you through. I even have personal mentorship and coaching available if the time for you is right, that I can walk you through and hold your hand and personally guide you through it. Now, I know that this is all overwhelming. It's a lot of information. And this is stuff that you could totally do on your own. Absolutely. The challenge is it's going to take you a lot of time. It's going to take you a lot of energy, a lot of overwhelm, a lot of confusion, a lot of studying. What I can promise you is that I break this down and make it so simple that a monkey can understand it, right? And I break it down, and I'm telling you right now, what feels really overwhelming, what feels just like daunting, and you're never going to be able to understand this, or maybe that it's going to take so long that it's not worth doing anything right now. I promise you that within weeks, you're going to start having a grasp on this on a level that you could explain it to a 10-year-old. You're going to get more information, more value, more content out of the course that I'm offering you right now, that I suggest every single person in this world take, our Life 180 Roadmap course. You're going to get more content out of that than you would get in a college economics degree. Because it's not about just knowing mindless information. It's about knowing the information that is the most impactful for you creating the life that you love. So what is the Life 180 Roadmap to Financial Success course in the first place? Well, first of all, I should probably start by telling you what Life 180 is. And Life 180 is a company that I started, but it's an acronym. Life, leading into financial excellence. And the whole 180 thing is all about turning your life around, because most people haven't achieved the results in their lives financially that they want. And so a lot of times we just got to take a U-turn and start doing something completely different than what you're doing today to get to where you want to go. And so that's what Life 180 is. Now, the Life 180 Roadmap to Financial Success course is a 9-week course that's going to help walk you through, where I am personally going to walk you through on this course, step by step, video by video, teaching you the history of money. And not just the history of money, but I'm going to show you the history of money and why it's important that you understand the history, because we have to understand history to understand where we're going. And if you don't understand that, and if you kind of get wrapped up in common modern contemporary thought of history, most people think of history in like 30-day period or 30-year periods. And in reality, I'm going to show you on a much grander scale the real history of money and how you can leverage that information to improve your financial situation. Number 2, the second module that we're going to talk about is your money personality. And this is everything. And I put this at the beginning because in the second week, because you know what? Our decisions, everything that we have in our life comes from the decisions that we make. And it's our money personality that really drives the decisions that we make. What's holding you back? You need to understand, why do you make the decisions that you're making? What's holding you back? And what can you do about it? Because I could show you all the principles. I could talk to you about all the specific things that you need to do. But if you don't understand why you make your decisions right now and what maybe is tripping you up in your own life, in your own emotional, in your own just decision-making process, all the other stuff is not going to matter at all, because you're going to circle back and revert to old habits. And so that's why we put this at the very beginning, because we want to get that out of the way. Third week, we're going to get into the debt. This is where the rubber hits the road. This is where you're going to be able to, I'm going to walk you through, and you're going to be able to watch 9, 10 videos on literally going through and getting out of debt in the most effective way possible, plugging the financial leaks that you have in your life. Like I said, recapturing that money. And then I'm going to show you, I talked about all the insurances, all the taxes, how you fund your retirement accounts, how you make major capital purchases, how you fund vacations and pay for your house and your cars and all that stuff, you're probably going like, how the heck do I do all this stuff? I'm going to show you. And I have a video for each one of those specific things. If you have credit card problems, I got a video to show you how to get out of that. If you're wondering, how do I pay down my debt in the most effective, efficient way possible? How do I accelerate this process so I can be out of this debt bondage? I'm going to show you. It's all in there. And you don't even have to think. You just have to watch the videos, do the worksheets, follow the system, and you will succeed. That's it. Now, after that, once you have that all situated and you go through your debt, now you're going to get into the week where you're going to get to meet with somebody. And this is a kind of a bonus that we put in here, but it takes a week of time because there's a lot of effort and a lot of energy and a lot of work on your part that's going to go into this. And you're going to get a half-hour consultation, personal, private coaching that's going to help you look over all the information that you've done. You're going to sit down with somebody on my team, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to be probably the most valuable half-hour information in your life, because all the information that you've put down on paper and organized for the first 3 weeks is going to really hit the road. And that's where you're going to start seeing things just snowball and catapult in a positive way. It's going to launch you forward, and you're going to have just results that you didn't think were possible in such a short period of time. After that's done, then we're going to get into structuring your financial pyramid properly. Now, I created something called the Life 180 Financial Pyramid, and I took it basically from a lot of the best financial practices out there, the CFP and all these other organizations that teach people how to be financial advisors, that teach people how to structure their financial lives. And I took all the best things and I broke it down. I broke the most complex kind of financial structuring concepts down and made it simple for you to understand. And it's in a story format. And I'm telling you, every single person in the world needs to see this video. If everybody saw this video, the world would simply be a different place, because everybody's decisions around their money would be completely different. Once we go through that, I'm going to show you where and how the most successful people in the world invest in themselves. I'm going to show you, you'll learn, what do you need to do? What books do you need to read? What information do you need to listen to? What resources, what media outlets, all that stuff that you need to really plug into to make sure that you're learning from the most successful people in the world. Well, if you want to get those results, you probably should plug in. And I'm going to show you where that all comes into play and how you can implement it in your life. And then finally, I'm going to show you, how do you put yourself in the position of being your own bank, right? Because at the end of the day, the system, the financial system, I said before, it's rigged. It's rigged against us, right? We can either get mad about it or we can get even. And the reality is that you can use these principles, and the most successful people in the world, they're not mad about it because they're just going to play by the same set of rules. They're going to play the same game, and they're going to set their own lives up. So the banking system, whatever happens in it, whatever happens in Wall Street, it doesn't have to have a negative impact in you, right? In fact, that roller coaster ride is going to exist, but if you can put yourself in the position of the bank, like I said, anytime there's a downswing, you get to prosper. You get to take advantage of it. You get to, instead of paying interest to the bank, if I could show you a way that you could earn interest on every dollar you ever spend, would that be of interest? I'm sure the answer is yes. And so that's the big thing. Now, there's other things that you're going to get in this course, and you're going to get worksheets. We're going to literally everything. It's going to walk you through step by step cash flow action plans, debt elimination plans, budgeting plans, all that stuff that, once again, you don't have to feel overwhelmed by it, because I'm going to coach you through step by step, one by one, tell you what you need to do. You're going to get dozens of engaging videos that, quite frankly, are going to break all this down. They're going to make it really simple, and you don't need to be the smartest person in the world. Everybody thinks you need to be extremely intelligent and smart and witty and charismatic and all that stuff to be in the top 5%. You don't. You need to be dedicated, persistent, and you need to have a system. You need to operate inside a system, and that's what all my videos are going to teach you. So don't feel overwhelmed by that. I'm going to walk you through it. There's a place in the course where you're going to be able to have all of your questions answered. I'll go in and I'll personally check it every single day. And if you have any questions, I will respond to you personally and make sure that any questions that you have will be answered. We also have a private online community where you can engage with other community members and you can all support each other. I'll be in there as well, and everybody, when we work together, I'm telling you, you're gonna surround yourself with people who are on the same path as you, which is one of the greatest and best ways to reach success faster. I'm throwing in 2 of my personally created online ebooks, and you're gonna get those for free. They're gonna teach you how to manage your credit, and they're gonna teach you how to build an asset. And I think one of the coolest things, one of the things I'm most excited about to share with you is I'm gonna have personal interviews with some of the most successful moguls in different industries. I don't care if it's networking, I don't care if it's real estate or business or whatever. I'm gonna share with you personal interviews with some of the most successful people in the world that are gonna tell you and show you how you can get where you wanna go. Those interviews alone are worth the entire course. I'm telling you right now, they're awesome. And once again, half-hour coaching. We normally charge $500 an hour for personal coaching. So that right there is an extreme. It's a $250 value just for the coaching. I know this may seem like new information, but in all reality, the strategies that I'm teaching are kind of throwback strategies. We're talking industry titans that have been using this forever. If you know of a name named Walt Disney, he started Disneyland by using our strategies. If you know of Stanford University, the guys who started Stanford University used our strategies. They implemented all these strategies. If you know Robert Kiyosaki, he endorses a lot of these concepts. And Donald Trump, the Rothschild family, the list goes on and on and on and on. And that's the bottom line is, once again, the most successful people in the world use these strategies. And if you want to be them, you're not going to get there by using and implementing other strategies. So that's it. Now, here's the cool part, is that I have so much confidence in this course, right? And we've had so much amazing positive feedback on this course. And the results that we've had and the testimonials that we've had already from people who've just gotten into the first couple weeks and it's made a drastic impact in their life, and the principles and how it relates to them. And I can tell you the biggest feedback that I get is, oh my word, why have I not been told this earlier? How come this isn't taught to young kids? How come everything is so complicated and you make it so simple? How is this even possible? Well, I can promise you, you can have the same thing. And here's the thing. The reality is you haven't heard this until now because nobody's incentivized to tell you, right? Most financial advisors, most people in the financial industry, they're just glorified salespeople. And what I want to do is I want to show you a way, and I want to coach you. I want to show you, I want to educate you how you can actually start taking control of your financial life. And that's what this course is all about. It's not just about sales. Will there be products involved? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Depends on you, depends on your situation, depends on what you're interested in. But what I can tell you is that once you go through this course, you will never, ever, ever again put your money into anything that you don't understand. Because I promise you this, is that as we go through this, you're not going to just understand what you need to do with your money, where it's most safe, where it's best and most efficient and effective for you in your life. You're going to understand why you're doing every single thing. You're going to understand why it's important to you and how you can leverage it and use money as the tool that it needs to be in your life for you to accomplish all your dreams, for you to be able to give your family more security, more guarantees, more opportunity, and more control. And don't lose sight of that, because you're worth it. You deserve this. Your family deserves this, and you can do it. Most importantly, you can do it. And I'm so confident that you can, that I'm willing to put a 90-day money-back guarantee on this course. And it's really simple. All you have to do is follow the step-by-step instructions. And if you do that, and if you don't save more money than you spend on this course, I will give you your money back. No questions asked. All you have to do is follow the step-by-step instructions. Watch the videos, do the sheets, do the worksheets, sit down, do the cash flow consultation, follow the personal and automated guidance and coaching. And I promise you, you will save more money than you spend. And if you don't, You have no risk. I'll give you your money back. And I can tell you this, I could sell this course at 4, 5, 6 times what I'm selling it to you for right now, and I would still give that money back guarantee. That's how confident in the results that I know you're going to get. The next step, the next action, the next onus of need of movement here is on you. And it's up to you now to make the decision, to take that step, to push your comfort zone walls out and to move forward and do what you know you need to do. So take the easy steps to purchase by clicking the button near this video and get started right now.